Oh man, guys. So last week when Lisa and I went down to the river for that riverside picnic, we brought this blanket with us, and it happens to be one of Lisa's favorite blankets. Well, I was careless and I laid this thing down in a bramble patch, and the result is the blanket picked up literally thousands of these tiny little stickers. And unfortunately, they don't brush off that well. You know, one or two come off here and there, but I'm having to actually hand pick each of these stickers off this blanket. So that's great fun. Anyway, what can you do? Hey guys, so if you remember last week I was talking about building the gardening bench for Lisa at the deck, on the deck at the house here in town. And after we had more discussion about that, we decided that I think what we're gonna do is shop around some of the resale shops here in town. We've got some vintage shops, some resale shops, and look for an old piece of furniture that we can put out here, recondition, and use that as this gardening bench. She wants something that has doors on it or drawers that you know, she can store her gardening implements and bags of soil and so forth. And our house here is sort of kind of a cottagey, shabby chic look. So she thought that an old piece of furniture that she might be able to paint, recondition, would look pretty cool out here, and I tend to agree. So, you know, depending on the wood, it's going to weather, you know, over a certain course of time, and that's okay. You know, we can replace it down the road. It's definitely not going to last in these elements outside, unless I finish it with something. But regardless, I like the idea of an old piece of furniture. So I'm going to hit some of the resale shops here in town today and see what I can come up with. So guys, unfortunately, no luck in town. I went to every resale shop, you know, that we have in our little town, which there were 3 or 4 of them that I went to, and they had some furniture, but nothing that was going to be suitable for what we want to do here. We are going to utilize this space right here, so I'm looking for something, you know, 3 to 4 feet wide, and came up with nothing. So Lisa suggested that I go online to our local marketplace and see if I can't find something that an individual might be selling. So I'm gonna do that, and hopefully we come up with something. So guys, as I mentioned last week, the salmon season is off to kind of a slow start due to the temperature of the water. You know, typically you're catching Chinook and king salmon, and the boat traffic is thick. They are catching them. The past few days have been really good out there. And the boat traffic's a little too thick for me, so I prefer to fish off the bank. And this is my salmon rod. I'm gonna go ahead and get it set up to do that. When you're bank fishing, you fish with spinners versus trolling in a boat with sardines. So I'm gonna get this set up, and maybe tomorrow I may head down to the Rogue River and give a try at some salmon fishing. The rooster tail! So this is actually the best lure to use for fishing for salmon in the Rogue off the bank. It's called the rooster tail. Very effective. That's what I'll be using. So guys, it is really blowing this morning. I'm not sure how effective I'm going to be casting directly into the wind. It's blowing from the north, which is a little unusual. Normally it's kind of north, northwest, blowing from there during the summer. But it's due north, so we'll see what happens. I'm the only one out here, so that's good news. The boats are up at the mouth right now, so they should be coming down this way over the next couple of hours. But hopefully I can get ahead of that. Beautiful day today, but I'm telling you, it is windy. I really do prefer fishing off the bank to being in the boat this time of the year. There's just so many boats out there. You don't see them here right now, but they're all up at the mouth of the river, and they will be coming through here in no time. And it's literally, I don't know, 70 boats. It's pretty thick. I won't be able to cast out off this bank when those boats get here because they're all trolling. And I don't want to cast into their line. Got hung up there for a minute. Guys, I'm telling you, if you ever have a chance to get out to fish the Rogue River during summer, there's nothing quite like it. It's absolutely textbook perfect, other than the wind today, of course. Temperature is probably 65. It's just beautiful out here. One of the best salmon fishing spots in the world. So not sure if you guys can see or not, but the boats are all starting to gather under the bridge there. They were first up at the mouth of the river, and there's still quite a few boats up at the mouth, but they've got fish finders on board so they can see how the schools are moving, and they will begin to head this way. So I anticipate I probably have another 30 minutes or so before all those boats get here. And I was hoping for just a couple of loners to lead the pack and get to where I'm fishing before all these boats do. But so far, no luck. And again, the wind is just outrageous. You'll see coming up here is one of the jet boats. It's one of the biggest tourist attractions in our town of Gold Beach. It's called Jerry's Rogue River Boats, jet boats. And you'll see it's going by here in just a second. They go about almost 30 miles upriver to the town of Agnes. So it's a beautiful experience. You see lots of wildlife, lots of bald eagles, bear. It's pretty virgin territory up the Rogue, and a beautiful boat ride. Great way to spend a day if you're visiting. So those boats are starting to move this way, and I've got a group coming this way. So traffic's about to get thick in here, and I'm in a massive grass line. So every time I'm pulling up, I'm coming up with all this grass, which is no bueno. So guys, the wind is just crazy. It's knocked the camera down twice, and unfortunately on the second time, it blew over and the face hit a rock and cracked my screen. Not terribly, but there is a small hairline crack in there, so that's a bummer. Also, all those boats that are under the bridge that have gathered, again, there's at least 70 boats over there. They're slowly headed this way. So between the wind, those boats coming, and this grass line I keep getting into, I think I'm gonna call it quits. Unfortunately, another day of no fish, but I still had a great time. It's absolutely beautiful out here. It was awesome. But no fish, maybe next time. So that was a fun time at the river. Unfortunately, no fish today, but hey, you're not gonna catch them if you don't go. So I'll look forward to doing that again. We're actually going up to Seattle next week for our oldest son's wedding. So we're gonna be out of the area for a while. I don't know if we're gonna have a video next week or not, but when I get back, I'm gonna get back down to that river and do my best to catch some salmon. I love salmon, so does Lisa. So anyway, I'm back out at the Homestead property. We are under contract on the property. We have a buyer and they want to close in mid-August. So it's only about 3 or 4 weeks from now. So I've got to make arrangements to, move the farm equipment and so forth off the property. We're going to reproduce this homestead project in the hill country of Texas, ultimately. That's the plan. So I'm going to need a tractor down there. So we've decided to keep this tractor and I'll simply haul it to wherever we end up in the hill country for that project. Same thing with the rider mower. So I've got a friend who has a flatbed trailer he's offered to let me use, and I'll probably just haul this out of here on that flatbed. And then I think I've got room to store this in the garage at our house in town. So that's the plan. For this equipment. There'll be room for the rider lawnmower as well. And then of course, same thing for the Airstream. This is going to be our winter home when we move, when we head down to Texas this winter. We're going down the end of December. We'll bring the Airstream down and then park that somewhere centrally in the hill country, spend the whole winter down there, and then search for property to develop our homestead project on down there. So I've got to get this moved as well, and this I think we'll end up storing upriver. We had previously, before we brought it here, we had it down at the port in town, but the port is exposed to all that ocean salt air and it really wreaks havoc very quickly on the the steel frames and so forth. It doesn't do anything to the aluminum, but definitely the steel. So we'll probably store this upriver. About 4 or 5 miles, there's a storage facility that's reasonable. So I've got to get this out of here. And then other than that, let's see. So also have to store the cargo trailer and move the boat behind me off the property as well. So cargo trailer, I think I can also fit that at the house in town at the top of the driveway, and maybe the boat as well. It depends. We have quite a bit of room at the top of the driveway, but we'll have 2 vehicles to turn around up there with that tractor in the garage. So I'm not sure if the boat's going to fit or not. If not, we'll hopefully keep that at Lisa's folks' house, which is where it's been for many years until we moved it out here. So let me think, what else do I have to move out of here? And then finally, there's a few things here in the workshop that I need to relocate. I've moved most of the stuff out of here in anticipation of the property selling, but I have a few things still to do. The chop saw, extension ladder, a few other things, but it should be pretty easy. Again, I probably won't tackle most of this until we get back from the wedding. So Lisa and I have not met the new buyers, but we're pretty confident that they see in this property what we saw in it. It is a, pretty magical place, and it checked all of the boxes for us and the homestead project that we wanted to pursue here. So, we're hoping that we're able to find something that's just as special in the hill country of Texas. But in the interim, we're congratulating the new buyers, and I know they're going to really enjoy the magic of this place.